Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because I'm starting my day right at sunup. And I like to do things differently every now and then and just mix it up. And came out right when the sun came up and just going to walk amongst the boats. And there's a great story I found where the IRS is going to know. The IRS is going to know. They're going to know what we're doing. And there's one thing that I cannot wait to share with you guys. As usual, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Don't forget email list. We just had an email go out over the weekend. Check that out. And check your spam filter too. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold. But beautiful morning. The weather's starting to turn. It's cold. And, very peaceful out here. But one thing that we've talked about is if you have a business that brings in $600 or more in a year, you're supposed to report that. And a lot of sites that you do business with, like Venmo and Cash App and different sales sites, will report your income for the year to the IRS. It's just that simple. And one thing that happened over the summer was they were talking about how Taylor Swift saved summer. Okay, well that's interesting. But what happened with Taylor Swift was people went out, invested in tickets, and then resold the tickets, which were great, And crazy stories where people went out and bought tickets for $150 and sold them for $10,000. Use different sites to do that. Only problem is that's income, guys. You're supposed to report that to the IRS. This is a little boat dock. One thing that's crazy is when you look at this thing, it's got hours. Like this, you can park there 72 hours. That side is 3 hours. Over here is 72 hours, 24 hours. They give you a little time limit. The harbor master comes out and writes tickets and reports the boats if they're here too long. And, kind of fascinating, but it's nice to be out here quietly, at an early time. So your side hustle, which we all talk about, and I totally recommend that everybody have one, but you better treat it as a business. And the best thing that you can do is you can go out and file a doing business as form in your county. You can go out and get a checking account. You can go out and do things as Dan's Tickets or whatever you're going to do and sell that stuff, because what people don't put pen to paper to is that's a business transaction. And Venmo, for example, Venmo is charging people more for using their app for business. Like if you run a cleaning business, if you wash cars, things like that, services that generally just went under the radar. Not anymore, guys. They're coming after us in every way, shape, and form right now. So you have to be ready for that, and you have to tell people to be ready for that, because that's straight income, guys. So if you bought something for $150 and sold it for $5,000, you made a lot of money. And the IRS wants their fair share based on your income. And you're going to see that, happen more and more. Now, they had mandatory reporting that they were going to do. They were going to report transactions over $600. They got rid of that, but they didn't get rid of the 1099K, is what they call that. So you're going to see these different apps and these different programs that are going to go out and they're going to report you to different places. Now, there's a price of doing business, but people don't want to think of it as a business. Wow, I have garage sales every weekend, and if you swipe people's cards and do it, you're in business, guys. It's that simple. And we've talked about this, but they're coming after us in every way, shape, and form. The IRS is much more aggressive right now with their collection efforts, and we have to live in a world that's like that. So please understand this. It's funny. I have season tickets to the Angels, and I was talking to different people that sell their tickets like through the brokers. I give mine away and go to different games and stuff, taking subscribers. It's great. I love it. okay? But I've talked to people that like are around me. I said, hey, when you guys sell tickets, do you think they're going to tax you on this stuff and report this? And one guy said, I don't know. And then he came back and said they are going to do that. They're going to, you know, because I've sold tickets that were over the minimum, which was $600, he's going to have to report that. Now, what's interesting, he said, was I've lost money because the seats are good. Price is up here. Sometimes they don't get that and they get the price here, especially when the team sucks. So you have that to deal with. It seems early to be doing that, doesn't it, to you? Anyways, so that's the thing, guys. Right now, it's going to be more important than ever to have yourself a side hustle where you can make more money than ever. You have to. And I also recommend having 2 and 3 side hustles, just like you'd have 2 or 3 jobs. Right now, we're experiencing that offices are at a 50% occupancy right now. And, the great article below, the return to work betrayal. What are you talking about? You know, the ways of working, we live in backwards land. Guys, I was going to have like 20 different titles to this video. We do. We live in backwards land where people are not expected to show up at the office. You're not expected to do your job. Again, not everybody that works remotely does a good job. They just don't. So many people are lazy. So many people don't do what they're supposed to do. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So 50% occupancy. You are going to see between now and mid-2024, you're going to see more offices go out of business, more office buildings and businesses go out of business. Retail establishments. Here's the thing that people don't get. You know, you got the taco shop that's paying rent to the landlord. And what if the landlord's not paying his mortgage payment? You're going to see these businesses go out of business. Oh, Dan, that's a really simple way. The bank won't kick those people out. No, it's going to be devastating because you've paid rent to somebody that's not paying their mortgage. So you're going to see businesses get shut down. You're going to see things like, you know, electricity get shut off, things like that that you have no control over because you're just renting from John and John's not paying his bills. So, but the betrayal of back to work, I mean, that is insane. You know, it's absolute Looneyville right now. And this is destroying everything. And all you people out there that write me about, give the office buildings to the homeless. Okay. I want you to think about this one. You know, we did this story about the homeless, and there's just, guys, I could drive through LA and do hours of video, okay? Hours of video. And pop this up right now for you, show you this lovely thing. In New York, think about this. There is a law that you cannot give a homeless person a hotel that is less than 3 stars. So, guys, I want you to think about it. There's some Best Westerns, Holiday Inns, Motel 6s, things that you and I have stayed at in our lifetimes. Hey, I just need a quick place, need a bed, need a shower, need to, you know, take off. You know, it's funny. Big Bear Lake, when it snows, you could, I could bring my kids here right now and they could tell you what one of the greatest vacations ever was. We stayed at a Motel 6 that was right in front of the tubing place, which is big inner tubes, like industrial size, like tractor inner tubes that are filled, and they, you know, you slide down in the snow. They have a rope that pulls you up to the top of the hill and you slide down. These kids did it to where they were exhausted. And the Motel 6 is right in front of that. And they get a premium for that, you know, to stay at the Motel 6. But again, that wouldn't be good enough for the homeless. Understand that. That's how crazy this whole thing is with New York and with these people coming in. They get better treatment than you and I do. Travel this year, great article I found about the problems with travel. And you guys think about this. Airlines are late, okay? They're losing luggage. They're loading planes without luggage sometimes. They're doing things that are insane. Now, if you're going from here to, like my son, to across the country, and you've got to make a stop, you better pray your luggage ends up where you do. And so many people have waited 2 and 3 days for this. And again, I always tell you guys, have a carry-on loaded with food, loaded with things that you can survive on, okay, if you had to. T-shirt, extra pair of jeans, things like that. Underwear, stuff like that. Oh, that's crazy, Dan. Who would need that? You do. These people do. So, car rentals. How about the spiking of car rental fees in travel right now? Where, read the article. People are walking in for, hey, it's Midas. It's not Midas, but Hertz. It's, so much a day. And you find out it's $1,300 weekends. What? It's more expensive than the vacation is. And these people are getting stuck with this. Now, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Airbnb is a joke. Airbnb is a disaster. Airbnb is going to have major problems because of all the cancellations, because of all the cities that are fed up with it. But again, if you go to a hotel, you generally have, service. And again, when you go there, it's funny how, we don't clean the rooms right now. Yeah, you are. You're going to clean my room every day. Oh, by the way, I need 9 pillows and 14 towels and the little soaps. Guys, I get 24 of those when I go and travel because I just lather and bathe. It's fun. You guys should join me sometime. Real problem with travel. Real problem with the economy. And we're supposed to accept this as a way of doing business. No. I was at a bagel shop over the weekend. It was really good. It's always good. Always a line, always busy. And I'm standing there and I look down, guys, hey Dan, how's it going? Hi. And I look down and his bill was $7.25 and it's on the register and he goes, okay, $7.56. And I'm like, what did I miss? Well, you want to use your card, it's 4% to use your card. Now, you guys may not think that that's a big deal, but I want you to understand this. In business, if anybody out there has a 4% surcharge for their credit card, you're a loser. You're insane. PayPal, which is convenience, basically it's 3.5%, 25 cents a transaction, something like that. I mean, that's like the highest one, but anybody can get it. It's very, very simple. When you have a merchant that is doing, $1 million in bagels a year, they get the lowest deal. They could negotiate that and get incentives and all the free equipment and everything like that. So this place is charging 4% and making money on it right now. So they want you to use your card as far as they're concerned. And that is just the sign of the times that what we're seeing right now. So, have you seen any crazy charges like that on your card? It gets worse and worse and worse. Jennifer Hudson, not Hudgens, the singer and actress, but Jennifer Hudson is the CEO of Qantas Airlines. And she did something that I was like, oh, let me listen to this. Where Qantas sucks lately. Qantas used to be Australia's great airline. It was the consistency, the service, everything that they did was just top notch. And nothing could compare to Qantas. Well, they fell in hard times with their own doing. The customer service completely fell apart. And they, lost bags, charged people, were rude to people, overcharging, double charging, quoting rates that were different, things like that. Well, she stepped forward and said, listen, we apologize. We're gonna change our ways. We're gonna do something different. And look at the story and watch her video, because I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's kind of sincere, where you don't see enough CEOs that are falling on the hatchet, and she did. So I've never flown in Qantas, and I have a lot of friends that live in Australia, and they have, and it's god awful right now, Dan. Okay, well, she's trying to do a difference. That's what you need to see more of. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, but you're going to see things get very real right now, and you have to watch your costs on absolutely everything that you do. And one thing I do is, I got to get a fresh perspective as the month is ending, and as we start, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I need to do something. I know I'll get up early and film and go from there. And that's what this is all about, guys. It's a fresh perspective, something different. If they can charge you more, they will charge you more. Scrutinize your bill. When you go to a restaurant, look at everything. Look at your auto mechanic. Look at your service repairman. Look at everything that you're quoted. The computer guy. I'm getting people that are writing me, yeah, the computer guy went in and fixed my computer and quoted me a price and then came in at a different price, Dan. No, don't accept that, guys. Don't accept it. Have them write it down too when they quote you stuff. Okay? Yeah, I had to do another diagnostics an hour. How do you know that? You left the computer there and the guy came back and is telling you it was much more difficult than what you were quoted. You don't have to always say yes to this stuff. Okay? Let me know what you think about this. Share your thoughts on this stuff so far. But get ready. The IRS is coming, guys. They are looking. They are searching. They are doing everything they can right now. And worst part is they're using artificial intelligence right now to look at what people have. What are, you're in the conference space and you have conferences. What are normal deductions that you would have in the conference space? Okay? They're going to look at stuff like that. You're an auto repair guy, home improvement contractor, whatever. They're going to look at those deductions now and have our AI do it without a human being do it. And they're just going to look through it and then decide who and what they're going to penalize. So get ready for this, guys, because it's coming to a theater near you, okay? Speaking of theater near you, the Writers Guild just settled their strike. We don't know the details of it yet, but they have to vote on stuff. This is what I love about stuff like this. You get stories, hey, it's been settled, great, congratulations, the writers are back to work. Will this help the actors? We don't know. No one's voted on this yet. There's not one writer out there that I know of that has read that thing. So let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's what they say it is. And management says it's fantastic. They're expanding the auto workers strike. This is destroying, GM. It's destroying Stellantis. Now Ford, when they expand this, Ford's not going to be subjected to the expanded strike. Okay? It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. You go out and buy a $60,000 new car. Do it. Congratulations. Enjoy the debt. Enjoy the debt. Plus, one thing that people keep writing me about is homeless people on boats. Dan, there's a tremendous amount of homeless people that live on boats. Really? Show me. Show me that. Show me where you can park a boat in Southern California and be homeless. Do it. I don't know where, because every single boat that you see here pays to be there. They have a mooring, which is the little dots out there, little floating things, or they've got a dock. And that costs money. And the majority of these places have multi-year waiting lists to be there. So you don't think they're getting their money? Oh yeah, but it's loaded with homeless people. That's what somebody told me. Okay. I don't know where. I don't know where. Same thing in LA County, same thing in Long Beach, same thing in San Diego. You have to pay for these things. So let me know what you think, guys. Seriously. About all this so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Last week when the Fed met, Jerome Powell decided not to raise interest rates and basically gave us a little bit of breathing room so that, you can go out and get yourself some physical metals. Look at adding physical metals to your retirement plan. Protect yourself, protect your money, do what central banks and billionaires are doing, and that is buying gold. But the best place to do it is Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431. You can get a free investor guide. It's absolutely no obligation, but they are the #1 rated, best-in-class service for 7 years in a row with Consumer Affairs. You can't argue with that. I love the company. I'm not just a spokesman. I am a client of theirs. I absolutely believe in everything that they do. If you don't want to call, use the link that's attached below. But look at how physical metals can help you. They sell everything. They sell gold, silver, platinum, palladium. They have it all. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect your family in every way you can. Do it now before it's too late. Contact Patriot Gold today. I love these articles that I get where they talk about, how, hey, the U.S. economy is so resilient and so strong, it could handle one major calamity, but it can't handle 4. And I'm like, wow, what are the 4 calamities right now? Here's what they are, guys. Number 1, it is the strike with GM and, with the auto workers and Ford and Stellantis. Oh my gosh, that's the first one. The next one is student loan debt. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that was a calamity. Pay your bills, guys. You guys borrowed that money. You fools that went out and take an average of 20 years to pay your loan back. The student loan myth, the student loan college debacle, that's a joke, guys. It is a joke. These institutions have billions of dollars on your back, and you have a degree and can't get a job. Okay? The people that are selling Taylor Swift tickets, they're making more money than you guys are with their side hustles and garage sales and things like that than you are with your college degree and your 20 years worth of payments. And again, people have just get inundated with interest, and it is horrible. Okay? The possible government shutdown, that's number 3. Oh my gosh, Dan. Possible government shutdown? Who cares? Okay, let them shut it down. If you didn't balance your budget, if your wife was just a spend hound and just bought things, and gave it away to the neighbors and people from different countries, you'd shut her down, okay? Well, same thing if your husband did it. Let's do that, because I'm going to hear, Randy's the spender, I'm the saver. Okay, Randy's a mess. Anyways, final thing is oil prices. Yes, this is going to destroy everything, guys, because you're going to see gas shoot up, and there are 6,000 products that are tied to oil prices. Great article out of the Financial Times today in India talking about how this is destroying the Indian economy with oil prices because everything is so expensive, and it's directly related to everything that they do. Oh, okay. Now, going to that back to work thing, I found another great article that's insane, and I want to read this to you because I couldn't believe the article. And it says, back to work could be detrimental to working mothers, and this is unfair to working mothers that we're going back to the office. Now, my daughter, in her mid-20s, my son, early 20s, and I called them both and said, hey, I want to ask you a question. They had the greatest daycare when they were in elementary school. I mean, the best, okay? We would drop the kids off at school. The daycare company had a van, which was like a party bus for 3rd graders. They would get in the van, get picked up from school, come home, have a snack, do their homework, play with their friends, and we'd pick them up by 6 o'clock. Now, if I would have taken that away and they would have been stuck with their mother all day or me all day, how would you guys have liked it? Oh my God. My fondest memories are going there. It was the greatest place ever. So detrimental to working mothers. This is a joke. Again, backwards land, which is what I probably should have titled this video. But it's insane, guys, because kids need socialization. Kids need to experience being away from you. Okay? It's that simple. Tyrannical mothers. Anyways, detrimental to working mothers. Great. So, share your thoughts on that one, on all this stuff, guys, because this is insanity right now. And again, yes, oil prices are going through the roof. Yes, it's destroying things. Yes, you should protect yourself and buy gold and things like that. That's what I believe. Silver especially, because I love silver. But going back to work is going to be detrimental to your children. They don't need mom, okay? They need moms. They don't need mom 24/7, okay? Kids need to go to school. You need to go get a job, okay? He said that. Oh, he did, okay? But you can ask my children who are young, successful, 20-year-olds, 20-somethings, and it was the greatest time of their lives. Loved it, have memories of it, still running to people, still running to the teachers. One thing that my daughter reminded me of was twice a year they would do a cake contest where they would bake cakes, and all the instructors, and then they'd get teams of students that would help mix and stuff like that because they were too young to bake. But these women would go to town. I'm talking about, they made cakes that looked like a stack of pancakes with butter dripping off the side. They made snowmen. They made all this crazy stuff, and these kids loved that. And again, it was a chore to pull them away from that. Okay? So, One thing that we've talked a lot about in this channel are the different food lawsuits, like with, Subway and the tuna and Wingstop, basically 3 years ago was going to call itself Thigh Stop because they couldn't get wings. This was kind of funny. Well, the latest lawsuits are about how the food looks advertised compared to what you get when you get it in your car. And the thing that was great was I said, oh, there's just a couple lawsuits like that. No, Wendy's, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Arby's is getting nailed for it. And again, none of that stuff looks like the pictures. None of it. Ever, 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 ever. So it'll be interesting to see how these play out. But I know people, I don't eat fast food anymore, Dan. When you eat and you have to have a sandwich, what's the fast food place that you would go to? Now, one thing, I found an article about student loan grants. There are grants to get you money for everything. Start your business, run your business, pay your bills, pay your utilities, pay your cell phone, and also student loan grants. There's grants if you are an artist. So read the article below, and I won't bore you with each one of those, but they're out there. The San Francisco real estate bust, it's just killing things right now. Absolutely killing things in the area. You're seeing a huge bust, and the problem with it is that people are comparing San Francisco to what's going to happen to other cities. You don't have the crime in other cities that you do in Los Angeles and these major cities, New York for that. If you owned a piece of property there, man, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize now when you can't sell it or can't get rid of it. And the people in San Francisco are washing their hands of these properties and selling them for sometimes $800,000 off, $1 million off. You're seeing crazy, crazy numbers. Now, they're multi-million-dollar houses in some of these areas, but, I'll never forget, I worked with a politician once, and he says, urbanization spreads sometimes faster into areas. And I just thought, what a great word, urbanization. So that's what you're going to call. You're going to call the homeless, drug addict, crime, urbanization. Okay? In San Francisco. It is a war zone, guys. And I'm telling you, in January, about this time, I would be lining up meetings for January for JP Morgan and all the surrounding conferences. You couldn't get me there with all the money in the world right now. So share your thoughts on that one. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And the first one is retail and online sellers. We have discussed, different businesses that are in trouble and seen Bed Bath & Beyond and all the other bankruptcies that we've talked about over the course of, this year. And there is a great story below from the street talking about who could be next. And they're talking about Wayfair could be next, Peloton could be next, but definitely Wayfair. I don't understand Peloton myself. I thought it would be the most expensive towel rack in most people's houses, and I was right about that. But Wayfair, Wayfair is a huge seller of different things online. I can't stand the company myself. And my girlfriend, the thing that blew me away with Wayfair, she would buy a lot of things from them. And, oh, it's wrong. I got the wrong towels, wrong color. And they would then come back and they would just say, oh, keep it, we'll just ship out a new one. And I'm like, how do you guys make money doing that? So it's crazy. The next thing is retail crime that we know is such a huge problem. Lowe's is trying to combat that. And there was a huge retail conference this last week, and Marvin Ellison, the CEO, was talking about, hey, we're going to go back to old school ways to, to work on crime, and that's to have more people in the stores. Now, for those of you that are my age and older, you remember Home Depot and Lowe's as far as the fantastic customer service. They would have these great people. They would get retired electricians to work in the electrical department, plumbers, everything. Hey, I want to cut this. Well, what are you trying to do? You describe it, and the guy said, no. You need this. Get this, save yourself some money. It was fantastic. It was a great resource. Now, these people don't even know construction. They don't know anything. But Lowe's is going to go back to having people in the stores and more people, and they think that by doing that and hiring more people, it has helped thwart crime. And he spoke about that. I don't know if it's working or not. It seems like there's just so much, retail theft and, these smash and grab, and they've done different things to thwart tools so that if you buy a tool, it has to be scanned at the register for the tool to work. And we've talked about that too. Final story is Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank had a killer investment, absolutely stellar, where he invented a cat genetic testing. And the funny thing about the cat genetic testing, Base Paws is what the company's called. He put basically, the woman wanted 250 grand. He put in 125,000 plus got a royalty and owned 5% of the company and worked out this tremendous deal. But they just sold the company and he basically made 25 times on his money. So it does happen. A lot of the Shark Tank deals that you see on TV don't get put together. So share your thoughts on that stuff. Has anybody ever used cat genetic testing? So onward and upward, guys. Don't forget to check your spam filter if you are part of the email list, and don't forget to join the email list. The link is below. Take a look at our sponsor, Onward and Upward. I hope you guys like this. Me getting out here early with the workers, cleaning up the park. But different perspective. You should do this too. Something different, something new, someplace you generally don't go to. Okay, try it. It'll give you peace of mind. Get a cup of coffee, iced tea, whatever you're into, and go clear your head and write a list and make plans for the final quarter of the year. See you soon.